Hello, I'm Brett Storm, and welcome to the BS Reviews, and welcome to my review of IWA Summerslam Season 2 from the 16th of August 2017, a show that is best remembered for the big 5-on-5 gauntlet match between the Rising and Team IWA for the IWA, IWA Tag, IWA United Kingdom, and European Championships. But there's not just that match on this show. This had the crowning of the first IWA Intercontinental Champion, and the IWA debut of Arrow, and the Internet Championship and Hardcore Championships are both on the line with the Silver Brothers challenging for those titles in separate matches. How did this show fare? Let's find out as I watch this show for the first time in probably a couple years. The opening match is Zack Thompson taking on a mystery opponent, and it's the aforementioned debut of Arrow in IWA. The match starts with a taunt-off. Zack charges at Arrow with a clothesline, but Arrow gets back in control. Hits a Hurricane Rana onto Thompson and taunts Zack, who sends Arrow out of the ring with another clothesline. Arrow then sends Zack into the announce table and then into the post, but when they get back in the ring, Zack gets back in control of the Samoan drop. Zack works on Arrow, who does get a hope spot by reversing a superplex, but Zack gets back in control with a crossface, but Arrow escapes. Zack goes for a suicide dive, but Arrow counters with the right hand, springboard forearm by Arrow, 2 pop-up power bombs, a diving elbow drop, and Arrow wins in his IWA debut. I give this one 2 stars. Not an overly amazing match, but nothing wrong with it. Gives Arrow the win in his debut, but that's about it. The next match is for the Internet Championship, as Jason Silver challenges Cycloper. This is a sort of interesting point in the Silver's career in IWA, as they did split, but it wasn't a heated split. They didn't have a rivalry after this. They decided to go on singles runs after losing the IWA Tag titles to Sweat at WrestleMania. They did face off Anarchy in just a exhibition match, but they didn't have a feud. In that match, Jason did defeat Alex. There was no bad blood in their split. Cycloper won the Internet Championship from stunning Brad in XWE at bragging rights, and at this point held the Internet title longer than anyone else has. Jason is challenging for the title here, while Alex will challenge Undershock for the Hardcore Championship later on tonight. Jason Silver is currently working hurt here with his ribs being bandaged up as a result of matches from the IWA King of the Ring tournament. The match starts with Jason charging at Cycloper, but he's quickly cut off by some big slams and suplexes by Cycloper. Jason lands on his feet off a follow-away slam and hits a leg lariat, but misses with a Phoenix Splash, and Cycloper continues to work him over. Military press slam by Cycloper. He misses a splash, and Jason starts to fight back, but is once again cut right down with a clothesline. Big pop-up power slam by Cycloper. Jason back in control, hits a suicide tornado DDT. He hits a springboard splash on Cycloper, but he favors his injured ribs, which allows Cycloper to get back in control, but Jason's able to get a second win and starts fighting back again. Silver kick missed, Cyclone reversed, and then Jason hits a silver kick, but a kick out. Cycloper goes for a superplex, but Jason manages to reverse and hits a diving knee. Jason hits a discus forearm, and Cycloper is on the outside of the ring. Jason goes for the chase, but is taken down by Cycloper, sent into the steps, and then through the barricade. Cycloper gets back into the ring, but Jason can't answer the 10 count, and Cycloper retains by countout. I give this one 2.75 stars. I like the story of the match, where Jason had to keep on Cycloper while Cycloper keeps cutting Jason off with big power moves. Of course, Jason's got the injured ribs as well. It does get a bit of a knock with a count-out finish, but I can live with it, as it does lead to a steel cage match between the two at Insanity the next month, which Cycloper would also win. Backstage, Angel Alexander is shown talking to someone, but we don't know who he's talking to. He asks if they would be fine with helping them out, just like the Rising did at King of the Ring. The person's response is inaudible, so who is it that Angel's talking to? We'll get into that a little bit later. Coming up next is for the inaugural IWA Intercontinental Championship, as Jacob Cass faces the IWA King of the Ring winner, Sean Avery. The two have feuded for most of Season 2 thus far. They faced off at Anarchy, where Jacob Cass would win. Then they had a rematch at Radioactive, which Sean Avery would win by countout. So this is a rubber match, where the winner becomes the first ever IWA Intercontinental Champion. The match starts with Sean Avery attacking Cass during his entrance. He sends Cass out of the ring with a big discus elbow, and then dives onto Cass but you don't really see the landing. Cass with a middle rope forearm, discus elbow by Cass is blocked. Avery with another one of his own. 3 sentons by Sean Avery. Cass responds with a top rope DDT. A missile dropkick from Cass is missed, and now Avery's back in control. He tells Cass to bow down to the king of the ring, but Cass fights back. Misses a super kick, but Avery sends Cass outside the ring and dives onto him. Cass fights back, connects the super kick. Avery goes for his comeback, but Cass reverses and hits a dropkick into the corner. Cass first botches his frog splash. Yes, botches it. It's not meant to happen, as he immediately goes back up and connects it on the second attempt, but there's a kick out from that. Avery tries the package pile driver, but Cass is able to reverse and hits Avery's own Superman punch, but a kick out. Cass goes for the springboard, but Avery catches him with a Superman punch. Sean Avery becomes the first ever IWA IC champion. I give this one 3.25 stars. My notes say 3/4, 3.25, so yeah, it's 3.25 stars. Solid match here between these two. Match of the night so far, but I get the feeling that they could have had an even better match than this. But this is still a good match. As for the future of Sean Avery as IC champion, I'll get into that a little bit later. Next is what is technically the semi-main event of this show. Yeah, there's some quick matches to start off the show before going into the main event. It's for the IWA Hardcore Championship, as Alex Silver challenges Undershock for the title. Undershock won the title in an upset at IWA Money in the Bank by defeating Brett Storm in a match that was his biggest to that point, the biggest win for Undershock to that point in his career. He then would retain the championship at King of the Ring against Brett Storm. And as we saw earlier, Jason was unsuccessful in his attempt to win a singles championship. Will Alex be more successful? We'll find out. At the start of the match, Alex rushes at Undershock, just like how Jason rushed at Cycloper, and hits a face wash in the corner. And then the weapons come out. Like normal hardcore matches, there's no real psychology here. It's more just fighting with weapons. It is a pretty fun hardcore match as well. A lot of weapon shots. Alex with a table on the outside, Undershock dives on top of him, and on top of the table as well. Alex powerbombs Undershock onto a ladder on the outside, where the back of Undershock's head bounces off the ladder. Ouch. Alex with a kendo stick and chair, back in the ring. Undershock with a sunset flip powerbomb onto the chair. Alex rolls through into a cover of his own, but a kick out. Undershock with a stick now. Hurricane Rana onto the chair, and then Undershock hits a buckle bomb through the table. Alex fights back with a spinebuster and cannonball. Springboard moonsault and middle rope dropkick by Undershock. Fighting on the ladder now, Undershock shoves Alex off and hits a frog splash from the top of a ladder, but a kick out, which is pretty surprising. That's Undershock's finisher. Undershock goes for a springboard frog splash, but Alex moves out of the way. A spaceman plancha from Alex, back on top of the ladder now, and a superplex from the top of the ladder, but seemingly doesn't go according to plan, as immediately afterwards Alex throws Undershock through the table, covers, and wins. I give this one 3.5 stars. This was a fun hardcore match, which, aside from the main event, this was a match of the night. Alex would go on to hold the IWA Hardcore title until Survivor Series, where he would lose the championship to his brother, Jason Silver. Backstage again before the main event, Angel Alexander confronts Jet McElliott and asks him if he's still on to help out the Rising in the main event. Jet is completely confused. Angel goes along with Jet's confusion, saying good job for Jet keeping the ruse up, as there's a cameraman there. But Jet just walks away from Angel. Is this a ruse? Will Jet help out? We're about to find out, as it's the main event, the Rising, which is IWA Champion Angel Alexander, the IWA Tag Team Champions Brett Storm and Matty Khan, the IWA United Kingdom Champion Matteo, and the IWA European Champion Mohammed Khan defend all their titles against Team IWA, which is Doggy Dog, Demon Spike, Swed, and Max Mercury. For months now, the Rising has dominated IWA. They formed Chaos Theory when the IWA Tag Team Champions Brett Storm and Matty Khan helped Angel Alexander win the IWA Championship. At Anarchy, Muhammad Khan and Matteo would join the Rising. winning the European and UK titles respectively. Along the way, they did screw guys like Demon Spike, Doggy Dog, Swed, Max Mercury, and in fact they ended the career of Flamer when Flamer lost a career-threatening match with Angel Alexander at Radioactive. This all leads to this match here, where if Team IWA win, then Swed will win the tag titles, Max Mercury wins the UK title, Demon Spike wins the European title, and Doggy wins the IWA title. So the Arising have everything to lose here in this massive gauntlet match. Up first is Matthew and Francois. Frank taunts Matthew at the start, but Matthew answers with a dropkick. Matthew goes for a dive, but Frank hits him with an uppercut to stop him. Frank misses a corner clothesline, Matthew with a spinebuster and middle rope dropkick. Frank with a pile driver, but Matthew responds with a leaping clothesline. It's interesting to note here that Matthew is a heel here, but this is before the promos and XWP where he denounced his flying past. So this is an interesting point where Matthew is a heel, but he still has the high-flying moves in his arsenal. Matthew with a corkscrew moonsault with a kick out, super kick on the flank, Matthew eliminates Frank. Rocher is out next. Matthew charges at him, but is sent outside of the ring. Rocher dives on top of him. Matthew with a Phoenix Splash and a Springboard Swanton hits a massive super kick from the apron, but a kick out. Rocher fights back, hits a cave-in, boom drop, Trouble in Paradise. Rocher eliminates Matthew. Muhammad Khan out next. Northern Light suplex by Muhammad Khan, but Rocher is able to kick out. Monkey flip by Rocher. Muhammad hits a backdrop driver. Sunset flip powerbomb by Rocher, but Muhammad is able to kick out and hits an air raid crash neckbreaker. Rocher fights back, goes for the cave-in, but Muhammad Khan blocks it, locks in the last chancery, which I believe was called the Fierce Lock, which, well, that didn't really fit. But Rocher taps, and Muhammad is able to move on. Max Mercury's out next. Surprising clean break from a lockup, considering, well, Muhammad Khan's a heel, and Max Mercury, yeah, he's mostly remembered as a heel, but he's a face at this point. Surprising clean break then. But then, what happens next is Muhammad misses a diving DDT, but connects a slingshot, complete shot. Say that 5 times fast. Slingshot, complete shot. Khan with a reverse suplex. Rapid fire chops from Muhammad. Max reverses a move into a jawbreaker. Hits a Skywalker / Seth Walker. Guess you could call it a Max Walker, whatever. Meltzer Buster. Max eliminates Muhammad. Mahdi Khan's out next. A middle rope uppercut and deep six by Mahdi. Max kicks out that. Pepsi twist by Max. Max misses a forearm from middle rope. Rainmaker by Mahdi Khan. That's ironic considering whose team Mahdi's on here. Mahdi misses a springboard knee, but reverses a body slam by Max into a DDT. Mahdi is sent outside. Max dives onto him with an elbow drop twice. Once outside, once inside. Alley-oop stun gun by Mahdi Khan. Max with a moonsault. He sets up for the Meltzer Buster, but in comes Brett Storm with a Chaos Forearm, which disqualifies Mahdi Khan, but Brett Storm is able to pin Max off of that to defeat him and eliminate Max Mercury. Demon Spike is out next, and these two have some history here, because Demon Spike cashed in Money in the Bank the previous season, on Brett Storm. Demon Spike throws Brett around the place, but Storm answers back with a neckbreaker off the middle rope, and then a frog splash. Spike fights back with a spinebuster and tiger suplex, goes for the code breaker, but is catapulted into the air and Storm catches into a storm cutter. Spike is gone. Doggy Dog is the last remaining man remaining for his team, while the Arising has Storm and Angel Alexander. Doggy with a corner clothesline and middle rope elbow. Brett rakes the eyes and is in control for a little bit before being sent out of the ring. Doggy sends Storm into the barricade. Back into the ring. Storm hits a capture suplex. Doggy with a powerbomb but a kick out. DDB into a storm cutter, but Doggy manages to kick out. Chaos Forearm misses. Unprettier by Doggy. Storm goes for the nut shot, but Doggy is able to hit the DDB from out of nowhere, pins and eliminates Brett Storm. And it's now down to Doggy and the IWA champion, Angel Alexander. Doggy starts off strong against Angel, but Angel takes over with a side Russian leg sweep. Exploder suplex and a big head kick from Angel Alexander. Doggy fights back. Unprettier. DDB attempt into a super kick, but a kick out. I think only the second person to kick out of the super kick in IWA. May be wrong about that, but I believe that's only the second person ever to kick out of Angel's superkick in IWA. Angel is stunned, tries to go for more covers, but Doggy kicks out of that. Doggy goes for the doggy style, but Angel escapes. Tope con hilo by Angel. Angel hits his comeback, goes for the superkick, but is missed. Doggy hits a power bomb. The ref is bumped into when Angel shoves Doggy into the ref. Doggy knocks Angel out of the ring. Suddenly, Sean Avery comes in and hits Doggy Dog with a Superman punch. Sean Avery has joined the Arising. Jack McElliott was a red herring. Angel hits a superkick on Doggy again. The Arising win and retain their titles. That was a great match. It was great. No one outstayed their welcome for too long. I give it 4.5 stars. The reason I don't give it 5 stars is because the Survivor Series Gauntlet, that happened a couple months later, is a better match. But this match is still a great match. I can easily see why it was rated 5 stars for the time. I'm just not giving it 5 stars because I know the Survivor Series match is just a bit better. As for the future of the Arising, well, all of them would hold their titles until Survivor Series except Matteo, who lost the UK title at Insanity to Max Mercury. At Survivor Series it became a 6-on-6 gauntlet, adding Avery to the Arising, removing Demon Spike from Team IWA, add Arrow and returning Flamer to Team IWA, and at Survivor Series Team IWA would win and the Arising was forced to disband. My grade for IWA Summerslam Season 2 is a C+. I was going back and forth and giving this a C+ or a B-. Yeah, I went with C+ because even though the main event is great, there wasn't really anything else that was great. The hardcore title match was fun and the IC title match was solid, but not overly amazing. There wasn't really any bad matches. Arrow vs. Zack was the worst, but it was alright for what it was. But in the end, C+ is what I'm going to give IWA SummerSlam Season 2. Thanks for tuning into another of the BS reviews. On the next review, we'll be looking at more recent CPV. It is another SummerSlam. I'll be looking at CXW SummerSlam 2020. I've been Brett Storm, and I'll see you on the next video.